Oh! Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Have we watched this before? I'm losing track of how many of these we've seen. Okay. Like every 6 months we watch this. Good. We should keep track of all the videos I rewatch to see if my opinion changes.
Why did you stop? Why didn't you just commit?
To be fair, I feel like this is a really engineered road. Or I wonder if there's a no left turn sign over here. Like, so the person is expected to pull out from this lane over here. And then you can't, you don't have good visibility of the cars coming there because of these stupid trees. So you'd have to pull out here and then check to your right. I don't know. This is, whatever this intersection is really poorly engineered. Do you reckon the biker was going too fast? Probably. Hold on. Yeah, it feels like it. But it's hard to say because there's so many things that could be playing into like camera lens and that it looks like he's going pretty fast. Actually, yeah, someone said the trees don't block much. Maybe they don't actually. I'm like looking at it biased from up here, but maybe from there they don't. I think bikes are pretty bad when it comes to stopping, right? Like they can accelerate really quickly, but at the end of the day, you have two smaller wheels to slow down on. Although, I mean, it's less mass, I guess. Did the truck just stop? Yeah, it looked like the truck was basically pulling out into the intersection to take a left turn. Like they were going to pull forward, and then they were going to check, and then they were going to go forward again. Although she stops really early here. I don't know why. I don't know what she's doing here. Like I would expect her to stop closer to this at least, but yeah, I don't know. He was going 126 miles per hour? Wait, really? Bonan. Why is there a point over here? That has to be kilometers per hour? First of all, he's an American. Why the fuck would he be measuring in that? Secondly, 125 would still be, what, like, what is that, like 80 miles per hour? What's the, how? No, it'd be like 95 or something, no? 125 kilometers to miles. I'm sorry, no, other way. 78, my bad. It's still way too fast for this road, though, probably. You can see the speedometer. Is this... I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck this is. But I don't ride bikes at all. That's the RPMs. Is it in thousands? Do motorcycle engines rev up to 15,000 RPM? I have no idea.
We're gonna get you back on the dating scene, bro. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's actually why we're here. We want to put your profile on Match.com.
I don't see why. I got the waitress, guys.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
But we thought maybe you could meet somebody new.
Yeah, someone you like even more than the waitress.
Well, I don't see how that's possible, but I tell you what. Let me pop a quick H on this box. This way we all know it's filled with hornets. Okay?
Okay, yeah, do what you gotta do.
These things sting like a bitch, man.
Okay, first thing we gotta do is we gotta take your picture for the profile. So,
Yeah. So do you have the makeup?
yeah.
Oh, no makeup. Come
Well,
on.
those
Every
hornet
time-
stings are pretty bad, buddy. So I think we're
but
gonna
I
have to.
am who I am.
Oh my God, LOL. They're better at stopping than cars. LOL. I don't think so. I don't know if it's physically possible to wrap your leg around the bike. Like, you can stop really fast on a high performance car. I think on a bike you just go flying off if you try to stop that fast. No.
Right, but
Yeah,
let's do who you
Let's
are minus
pretend
the
like you're
hornet
not
stings.
who you are and just try to attract a woman.
I tell you what if I wore a checkered hat and I smoked a pipe? That'd work.
Why would you want a checkered hat and a pipe?
You know, for the Sherlock Holmes look.
Why would you want to look like Sherlock Holmes? Who are you trying to attract exactly?
Intelligent women.
Okay, I'm just gonna take the photo right now without the makeup and see if he likes it. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, that felt good.
You can stop as fast as a car, but you have to stop like this.
Good. Was that sexy?
That
That felt
pretty-
sexy.
We'll Photoshop it.
Yeah, I can see where this is going.
Yeah,
let's
we'll
just
just
not
Photoshop
do that
it.
right now. Let's
You wanna take
talk-
another one?
No, we'll find another picture that we can use, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your likes and dislikes. How about your favorite food? What would that be?
Oh, milk steak.
What?
Milk steak.
I'm not putting milk
Just
steak.
put steak. Just
I'm gonna
put
put
regular
steak.
steak and then that
Don't
way
put
it's a good
steak. Put
compromise.
milk steak. She'll know what it is.
No, she won't know what it is,
She'll
Charlie.
know
Nobody
what it
knows what
is.
that is. No. Okay, all right. What's your favorite hobby?
Magnets.
Okay, what? Like making magnets, collecting magnets,
Playing with magnets.
Just magnets.
I'm gonna put snowboarding. We'll put snowboarding.
I don't really snowboard.
All right. What are some of your likes?
Ghouls.
Son of a bitch. What are you talking
You
about
know,
now?
funny little green ghouls.
What? What? Like in movies and cartoons? What?
Little green ghouls, buddy.
Don't write ghouls.
I'm not. I'm putting travel. Jesus Christ. What are your dislikes?
People's knees.
Oh, come on,
Bro,
dude.
you
Come
gotta
on.
be kidding. You know what? We'll just make it all up.
We'll make the whole thing up.
We'll
Let's
dock
get
the
outta
picture.
here.
We'll make it up.
We're not even gonna use you for this.
Cover your knees up if you're gonna be walking around everywhere.
Bayzit.
I'm having feelings again.
Wait, is this... Hold on, I thought this was a meme. Wait, is this actually real? The settler security guard, nice spelling mistake, by the way, that stopped Destiny in the West Bank was personally, twice, I don't know why, so it was sanctioned by the State Department. Is there a picture of the guy? The Department of State is imposing sanctions on Hashomir Yosh, an Israeli non-governmental organization that provides material support to U.S. designated outpost, Meterim Farm, and U.S. designated individuals Enon Levy, Neria Ben Pazi, and Zvi Bar Yosef. After all 250 Palestinian residents of Khirbet Zanuta, Jesus, were forced to leave in late January, Hashemir Yosh volunteers fenced off the village to prevent the residents from returning. The volunteers also provided support by grazing the herds and purporting to guard the outposts of U.S. designated individuals. The department is also sanctioning Yitzhak Levi Filant, the civilian security coordinator of the Yitzhar settlement in the West Bank. Is there a picture of this guy? Oh, this isn't the guy. You're trolling me. Op provided receipts. The encounter with the... Be kind of stupid to do that. Yeah, it's this dude. Wait. Organization that pushed for sanctions, members of the family being harassed. The video, in the linked specific video TikTok, or the linked specific TikTok video, he identifies him specifically.
Just minutes ago, the U.S. Department of Treasury and the U.S. State Department have both officially announced sanctions against the settler who's been terrorizing my family in the West Bank. Itzhak Levi Falant is the head of security at the extremist settlement of Yitzhar next to my family's village. Earlier this week, Dawn Middle East submitted sanctions against the leadership of Yitzhar who've been complicit in violence against Palestine. Falant is the head of...
I feel like the beard here is a richer color of orange. People out here, honest, ripping, be able to tell the difference.
But it's all memes.
Wait, don't I have the picture? Hold on. Or not pay the video. Fuck, did I clear my... Drive down. What the fuck are these? Hold on. What are these movies? What are these videos? Oh wait, these are when I was at that college campus. Why does it take so long to open these? That's the guy. Oh, his beard is very orange. Oh, shit. We got him, boys. Dude. What happened? This guy harassed the fuck out of us when we were trying to get into Nablus. We weren't able to because this guy drove down. He drove his ass down from the fucking settlement to come fuck us and say, oh, you can't be here. Why? It's a free country. Well, I can't say that actually. I'm not in America.
Security at the extremist settlement of Yitzhar next to my family's village, Burin. Earlier this week, Dawn Middle East submitted sanctions against the leadership of Yitzhar who've been complicit in violence against Palestinians. Just 2 days later, Itzhak Levi Falant was sanctioned. I've been in contact with the State Department since April, trying to push these sanctions against the settlers terrorizing my family. This could have never been possible if it wasn't for all of the amazing people at Dawn Middle East, sanctions attorney Mohsen Farshnashani, and senior advisor at Dawn and former U.S. State Department official Josh Paul. Especially important...
Hold on. My God. My brain is... Wait. Why does this picture look AI generated?
And sanctions attorney Mohsen...
Is this a real human being? What's his name? Look him up.
Farshnashani and senior advisor at Dawn, and especially my voice and my thank we this is until peace and dignity is restored. Itzhak Levi.
Are there any other videos of this guy? That would be really funny if this motherfucker is the one that got that got arrested. Or not arrested, I'm sorry, sanctioned. I don't even know what the sanctions are. Hell yeah. Yitzhak Levi Falant. He plays a central role in orchestrating violence against civilians in nearby Palestinian villages. Human rights groups and eyewitnesses have documented over a dozen incidents of his participation in leadership in violent assault, shootings, threats at gunpoint. Falant and other settlers set up a makeshift roadblock outside of the village of Asira al-Qiblia, and forcibly removed 3 Palestinian civilians from a car, assaulted them, and threatened to burn the vehicle if they returned. What the fuck? What does it mean when it says you've imposed sanctions? Like, can he not come to the U.S., or does he like get 100 points docked on his FICO, or what? Yeah, no more. I'm up for it. I'll DM you. Oh, shit. Jesse on fire. Today is no good. You stream Saturday. Weekends are better. What do I got going on Saturday? Oh, boy. For me, anytime from 1 EST through 5 EST. 5 ET. Ah! Click on the person who is real. Well, this is looks kind of fucking horrifying over here, so. Fuck. I should have looked at the background. This background is weird. Her face over here was too spooky. She was scaring me. Fuck this game. Close enough. Lex on January 6th is the bridge burn. Why do you guys keep posting this clip? This clip is like months old, or a year plus old, isn't it? Why, are you guys pretending, or do you think that this is like a new clip?
Let me actually comment on that.
Or did he bring this guy back again and do a newer video on it? Why are you wearing the same shirt as yesterday? I'm literally not. Are you okay?
Because once they got into the Capitol, they had no plan what to do next. What were they going to do? You know, steal stapler from Nancy Pelosi's office. They didn't seem to have a plan, and then what ended up happening, they left the building.
Well, that would be the case. That's not a big deal, because their intention was not to overthrow. Their intention was to protest. Because if the intention was to overthrow, it would be much more organized.
I think the evidence is pretty overwhelming that they intended to.
I hate that saying. If the intention was, okay.
To stop, they were there to stop the certification of the election. They were there to prevent Donald Trump from having to leave office. They just didn't have a good plan. This was the Keystone Cops.
So you're saying there is some statistically some possibility that this would have succeeded at halting the basic process of democracy?
It did. It did. It did. The insurrection part of January 6th was a success. It worked. The goal was to delay the certification of the vote. That's all the goal was, and it worked. The part that didn't work was the coup part that Donald Trump was trying. Pence didn't come through for him. That's the part that failed. The insurrection part worked.
You could imagine a scenario where it might have if they had gotten lucky. Sure, if they had caught the vice president,
But what could have, if they caught the vice president?
they couldn't go on and certify. Then he has to be there. He has
No,
to
but don't you think that would resolve itself through police
It would resolve itself? How?
action and so on? My question is how much is this individual hooligans, and how much of this is a gigantic movement that's challenging the very fabric of our democracy?
Well, it's not
It literally was tens of thousands of people. What do you mean?
a gigantic movement, but it was a small coup d'état that could have actually made the transition much more difficult. Was there a scenario where Donald Trump stayed in office legitimately? No. But was there?
We don't know that. This guy doesn't even give enough credence to it. Although I don't know how old this video is or how much research he's done into it. But the issue is not the realistic path where Donald Trump stays in power. It's not that, oh my God, they took Pence and now everybody agrees that Donald Trump is the president. The issue is that Pence gets either captured or the certification gets delayed some number of days, like more than a day, and then people aren't sure procedurally what the callback into Congress is supposed to look like. And then you have a lot of confusion around, well, we don't know what to do now. Trump is still president. Trump is still the head of the military and the head of all these executive agencies, and Trump and his cronies could continue to meddle with and fuck with. For instance, what if they try to call Congress back into session, but now those 11 senators that were supporting Trump, what if that grows to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 now that don't want to participate in the certificate, right? These are all the issues that come up. People seem to think that the only path to success was some crazy, an F-16 bombing the Capitol, or, helicopters landing, Apaches like landing on the Capitol with Trump stepping out and declaring himself a dictator. No, it would have just, as long as you can cause sufficient confusion and then more and more people start to kind of like move over, like, maybe this is some real shit. That's the issue, right?
A scenario where they created a great deal of chaos that further undermined our democracy? Absolutely, yes. Here's how it would happen, right?
Yes. Okay, true. Yeah, okay.
They capture Pence, right? They either kidnap him and try to ransom him, or which is what they were trying to do with the Michigan governor, Governor Whitmer, or they kill him. And then Donald Trump says, okay, well, there's no vice president, so you can't certify.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Fuck. I don't remember how much of this I watched before. Yes. Yeah. They don't even have to kill him, but just like weird shit. And it's like, well, fuck. Well, I don't know what we're supposed to now. Yeah.
The Senate would choose someone else to be vice president, but Donald Trump says, no, that's not legitimate.
Do you think it's possible Donald Trump would say something like that?
Absolutely.
Would Donald Trump really do that?
I disagree with you.
He said that
On what basis?
morning that Pence should not certify.
Yes.
He said that morning.
He
there's
did.
a difference
Multiple times.
between sort of Twitter rhetoric.
No, he said it.
No, that's not just Twitter rhetoric. He said it in real life. He said it behind the scenes. He had a ton of people working collectively towards that behind the scenes over and over and over again.
At a rally.
Sure, rally rhetoric. And there is a threshold. It feels like a big leap.
He asked people.
It's not a big leap. That was the plan the whole time. It is a big leap, but he made the leap. He already leapt. It was a big leap. He leapt it. It's already been leapt. There are no more leaps to leap.
Around him in the Oval Office how he could make that happen. He tried to get a new person appointed attorney general who would do that. He tried to find legal justification for it.
How do you ensure when you're doing research, you're not just going down a confirmation bias rabbit hole? I'm a lawyer, so I try and read negative and positive treatments of case law. I mean, it depends on what you're researching. I guess like for the J6 stuff, there's so much testimony that I could just read what everybody involved in the situation thought that they testified to under oath. I should write out like a list of like how to check. Maybe I even have somewhere on my things, but like there's a list of like healthy epistemic practices that you can engage in to be like, think about like where people's motivations are, right? If 5 people that work for Pfizer come out and tell you this is the safest vaccine ever made, okay, well, that's not necessarily wrong just because you work for Pfizer, but obviously you're incentivized to say that, right? But let's say 5 people from a competitor come out and say the same thing. Well, okay, you give it a little bit more weight. They've got an incentive to lie about it, and they didn't. Let's say that 5 people in a research institution come out. Okay, well, you might even have better tools to investigate this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe they're from another country. So you consider the source. What's the proclivity for lying? Hopefully, you can evaluate the source and their methodology. Like, oh, this guy said the vaccine's safe because him and 4 friends got vaccinated. Well, that's not a very good. I don't know what the fuck that means, right? Or this guy said the vaccine is safe, and he's got a lab that researches this, but they're like 50-50 on making good. Okay, well, that's not very good, right? Yeah. So you evaluate credibility of sources. You can evaluate like the likely biases of sources. You can try to research opposing viewpoints. The issue for the J6 stuff is there are no good opposing viewpoints. Everybody admits that they basically either lied, like Giuliani and Powell, or they asked for criminal immunity, like Donald Trump, or they're just fucking, or they just admit to everything, like Bannon. I mean, what are you gonna? There's like no opposing. There is no like reasonable opposing view on it. I don't think. Yeah.
I think the evidence is overwhelming that Trump was supportive of efforts after the election didn't go the way he wanted to keep him in office. And whether that's legally actionable and whether one thinks that means he's a bad president or not is a matter of opinion. But facts are facts.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's possible for him to have stayed president in this kind of context. To me, it seems like a heated, just like you said, elections can even be violent. They're heated. People are very upset. When Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016, I was in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
He's going to say Hillary Clinton was mad, or they said he was an illegitimate president, but it wasn't at all the same.
The amount. I mean, that if there was any way to channel that anger, I think people would be.
It's not about just emotions and angers. It's about
stay in office.
Yep.
To imperil people's lives, to distort our government on a scale we had not seen before. And these are not opinions of mine. We have the documentary evidence. We have the testimony from people about this. We can differ over what you think of his presidency as a whole. We can differ over whether you think he should be held legally responsible. Those are matters of opinion. But the facts are he sat on January 6th, watched it on TV, did not send did he ever send any protection for Congress? That is his job.
Lex is going to bring up that he tweeted for them to go home or stay peaceful.
And throughout continued to ask how this could.
Wait, why are people saying F? I'm showing absolutely nothing on my OBS. I don't see any lag whatsoever. Did it lag for everybody or?
The certification could be prevented.
To you, that's not incompetence, that's malevolence.
Absolutely. If I watch my children getting harmed and I don't do something about it, I'm watching it. And in fact, I take action that tries to help those who are doing the harm. You would not just say I'm an incompetent president. You would say I was a negligent parent, and you'd call parental support to take away my children.
I was troubled by the way the press covered it, that they politicized the crap out of that. And not just the press, but also Congress itself. It just seemed like impeachment and all this, that just seemed to be a kind of circus that wasn't interested in democracy.
It has to be just, he just doesn't have the factual accounting of it.
Or nonpartisanship. So it's very difficult for me to see the situation with clear eyes because it's been colored by the press. It's very difficult for me to know what is even true.
Members of Congress, including our members of Congress from our district and others, right? Their lives were threatened. They were traumatized. I have a lot of students, at least a dozen, who are staff members. More than half are Republicans. Part of what traumatized them was that the president did not do his job to protect them. Yes. As a child would be traumatized, not only if harmed by someone, but if mom and dad don't do everything they can. One of the things that makes people feel safe is they know their parents, they know their person in authority can't always keep them safe, but they want to know the person's always trying.
I agree with you that listen, I'm somebody that believes in this kind of idea of family, especially people I work with. That to me is a high ideal to protect. But that's a little bit different.
It's his job.
Hold on a second. That's a little bit different than protecting democracy. Those are two different things. Protecting your employees and protecting democracy is an ideal. No, you could say he didn't protect either, but I think the criticism that he didn't protect the employees is one thing.
But the employees in this case are the ones carrying out democracy. Yeah. So it's like saying the general who doesn't protect his soldiers is maybe not protecting his employees. He's also not protecting the war effort, right? It is the people we're talking about, the people who are actually doing the work of democracy, that most basic function of democracy, which is certifying votes. And their lives were. I'm telling you, I had students, one who works for Senator Romney, for example, who spent hours in a closet hearing people outside, looking on her phone, when is the president sending people to protect us so we can do our job? And she was not happy with the way the election turned out, but she was there to do her job because she believes in democracy, to service the Senate and the Senate's role.
What should have Donald Trump done without turning him into a different human being?
He should have immediately, just as we were watching things get breached, the moment that the members of the House and the Senate had to evacuate their respective chambers, he should have immediately gone on TV and Twitter and every space he could and tell his supporters to leave.
Absolutely.
And say what he never said.
Yeah.
This is un-American what you're doing. This is unacceptable. We never use those words. This is un-American. This is unacceptable. I'm completely against anyone storming the Capitol like this.
True.
Go home now, please.
Or you can use his own language, but tell him to leave.
Yeah. And immediately, as soon as we know he was watching for hours, and we have testimony from his own daughter, from Ivanka, saying she tried time and again to get him to say something earlier on, and he didn't. He watched it.
He can still criticize all the politicians. He can criticize everyone he wants, but he should have told him to leave.
All he has to do in that moment is basic protecting democracy, protecting the Capitol. Leave. Tell them to leave and do everything he can to find any kind of force he can give to go protect the Capitol.
I wonder how difficult it is to lose a presidential election.
It's happened so many times. We know.
I understand that, but it's especially when what is it? 80 million people vote for you, or millions and millions and millions of people vote for you. It's crazy.
Now imagine how hard it would be to lose an election when more people voted for you than the other guy. Imagine how hard that must be.
Crazy. This democracy thing is crazy.
George H.W. Bush won a war in the Middle East, right? He had 90% approval rating, and then a year later lost the election to someone, Bill Clinton, he thought had none of the experience he had, he believed didn't have the right moral character.
Why do people treat Trump like a retarded child? It's the same thing as me, okay? People have no standards for the other side. And then if you violate any of the standards that you say you have, even slightly, or it's even perceived that you have, then people will treat you like a hellspawn, right? But the other side has no standards. Okay, it's the same type of shit that we do when we do online debate. Well, what about Destiny? Didn't you not check read this exact fucking thing? Blah blah blah. And it's like, hold on, wait, excuse me, sir. You don't know anything about literally this entire topic. Why the fuck do you think you're going to dig through with a fine-tooth comb and try to hardcore act like you can stay in a strong position because you can micro-challenge one interpretation that I might have about an underlying citation on a paper that you read an AI summary of? Wait, excuse me, what? Yeah, no, the standards are just, there are no standards on the other side. There are no standards.
And Bush did everything he could to help the next president get started well, and they became good friends.
Yeah.
George W. Bush, he didn't love Obama. That's considered one of the smoothest transitions. George W. Bush ordered every single person in his administration to do everything they could to help the new administration. That's what a leader does.
Yeah, humility is one of
Can you explain the psychology of Lex and why he is something Trump here? It just feels really good to be against an establishment. You feel like there's just something about like you walking around knowing, look at these sheep. Look at these sheep. I know the truth. I know so much about the wool that's been pulled over your eyes, you silly idiots. Like, you don't know anything like I know about everything.
the things I admire in leaders. Well, that felt heated. Speaking of which, can you just linger on how do you think we can heal the divide in this country? Do you think it's possible? There feels to be a strong division.
I think we can heal the divide. I think, as you said, there's so many opportunities with new technology to bring people together, just as we're using it to tear them apart. I have the best job in the world because I get to teach so many students. I'll have 300 in my class in the spring, in my U.S. history class. And what I found with my students is they're mostly not Democrats or Republicans. They mostly care about the same things. Every one of my students seems to care about climate change.
Oh, I thought you were going to say TikTok, but okay.
Yeah,
second to that, climate change.
You know, and I think they offer a new future for us. And here's what else.
Or just red pill movement. Just the way you see the way you see society, the way you see the world. The extremism is there, and part of that is kind of to steal that perspective. I mean,
How do you think people can break out of that mentality, bring them back to other people? The issue is that once you start down a road, it's so easy for you to get pushed so quickly. Like I saw it happening with Sneeko, right? Where as soon as he got a little bit more radical, like once he got banned from YouTube, Sneeko's the next 10 years of Sneeko's life was set in stone. Like, oh, he got banned from YouTube. Oh, well, everybody on that side is going to be shitting on him. Everybody on the other side is going to welcome him, and then that's it. Now they're gone forever. Because your critical thought is gone. It's all social. It's all social groups, right? Well, those people are mean to me. These people are nice to me. Why the fuck would I believe anything those people say when these people are so much cooler? And that's it. Yeah. Hold on, let me use the restroom real quick, and then we're gonna ask a couple shopping questions, and then we're gonna do boring stuff. I think maybe. What is this Elephant Graveyard channel? Somebody linked this.
All right, guys. So I don't know about see the audience there. I'm gonna spend some time analyzing this for sure.
Do you think his banning was the pivotal point that led him down that path, or do you think he would have ended up there regardless? I don't know. Who knows? One sec. How would Lex push aside the facts you present in the video you're making, or are you not going to be targeting people like him? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I think Lex is. I think it's all ogre for that one. The bullying was too much. Wait. Don't care. Okay. Did he block you on Twitter? I don't think so.
Well, if you was born in Pakistan, originally from Pakistan, you must have been kidnapped by me.
You've been kidnapped by you?
Of course. Because there is no option to get you, right?
Okay. You have your women over there, though.
Seriously. So you are in Canada, so I cannot say you anything.
Okay.
I cannot touch you anything. Because it is Canada.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely you couldn't touch me. There's laws to this shit here.
You know what I mean?
That's not that flattering. That's kind of scary.
Trust me. Because, like, there was no option.
Okay. Well, you have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Shababoom.
Hold on. A Pakistani taxi driver in Canada tells a woman that if they were in Pakistan, he would kidnap and rape her. But since they're in Canada, he cannot do anything. Okay. I don't know if I'm progressive interpreting this, but the impression that I got, this is only a 32-second clip as well, the impression that I got from this guy was him standing Canadian culture and shitting on Pakistani culture. Am I missing? It sounds like he's saying like, yeah, bro, if we were in Pakistan, you could get kidnapped and raped. No one cares. But here, we can't do that. Like, but I'll listen again, I guess. I don't know.
Well, if you was born in Pakistan, originally from Pakistan, you must have been kidnapped by me.
You've been kidnapped by you?
Of course. Because there is no option to get you, right?
Okay. You have your women over there, though.
Seriously. So you are in Canada, so I cannot say you anything.
Okay.
I cannot touch you anything. Because it is Canada.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
I cannot touch you anything. Because it is Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying here.
Okay.
I cannot touch you anything. Because it is Canada.
Good as
Yeah, well,
Canada?
yeah,
Is he saying good
definitely
as
you
Canada?
couldn't
I can't
touch
tell if
me.
he's saying good as Canada or couldn't in Canada. Good as Canada?
There's laws to this shit here.
You know what I mean?
That's not that flattering. That's kind of scary.
Trust me. Because, like, there was no option.
Okay. Well, you have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Shababoom.
Yeah, I think my interpretation is correct there. And this is this is like a 32-second cut video as well. The guy is acting like the woman should be grateful he isn't kidnapping her. That is not the impression or the tone or anything I think that's being communicated here. Watch the Elephant Graveyard videos on Lex, Pool, and Rogan. Why? Everyone in this is autistic. The driver, the Twitter person, and Destiny all autists. Wait, what? The guy, the English is clearly his second language. What do you mean he's autistic? First of all, it sounds like she probably started the conversation because she's like, well, I'm making that assumption, but I mean, especially if it's a provocative Twitter account. But I'm guessing she started the conversation. If he's just starting convo like this, that would be wild. But you have no proof. We don't have any proof of who started it. But
well, if you was
especially because he's like, well, right? It sounds like he's responding to a question.
Well, if you was
the woman is autistic also. Where's him being autistic though?
Well, if you was born in Pakistan, originally from Pakistan.
My YouTube thing is glitching. Is my Kick stream ever going down? Can you guys hear me on Kick or? Okay. When she's saying like you could kidnap me, I think he means like you in the general sense. He doesn't mean like I personally would do it. I think he's speaking in a general sense. But pronouns and stuff are like all of that gets a little bit weirder when you're translating. Especially it sounds like it's like English is definitely a second.
In Pakistan, originally from Pakistan, you must have been kidnapped by me.
You've been kidnapped by you?
Of course. Because there is no option to get you, right?
Okay. You have your women over there, though.
Seriously. So you are in Canada, so I cannot say you anything.
Okay.
I cannot touch you anything. Because it is Canada.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely you couldn't touch me. There's laws.
Like, is this the expression? Does it look like he's like sad that he can't abduct and rape a woman right now, and he's like speaking regretfully, I don't buy her interpretation. You have a woman in your car and you say something like that and it's not completely autistic. Well, we don't know. We don't, again, if my interpretation is correct, and if she's starting the conversation, because she is starting it, or there was a conversation preceding this, he could literally just be saying really good things about Canada, right? Like, yeah, if this was Pakistan, somebody like me, a taxi driver, could just fucking abduct you because there's no laws or anything to get you back. You could just be saying these things, right? Especially if she started the conversation. But we don't have more for this because she posted a 32-second fucking clip from her camera recording. Hold on, I need that Lex video. What was the name of the weird channel yesterday? It was this. Never mind. This is so well done. The woman in the video is Indian or Pakistani. She didn't post it. They clip chimped her. Oh. Wait, where does the original video come from? For some reason, for some strange reason, all Canadians who interact with Canadian issues on social media are super conservative. I think so. I think it's probably because if you interact on social media and you're like interacting with Americans, you are like the only thing Americans can connect with you on is like culture stuff. So you end up
Scary.
Trust me, because like there was no option.
Okay. Well, you have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Shababoom.
Well, if you was born in Pakistan.
Am I making this up, or for the Canadian trucker protest, some of those Canadians had fucking American flags, right? Am I making that up, or am I crazy? Bro. Oh. Maybe some of the truckers were from America. Well, housing is completely fucked in Canada. I will cautiously say this only because I've read things that like I've seen like Lauren post or whatever. It does seem like Canada is fucking their immigration stuff up a bit more. What is it? Is it a province where it's like there's a lot of people that go into Canada from other countries, and it might be too much. I don't even know though. I say that cautiously. I'm not really read into Canadian issues at all, so I really shouldn't say it, but it does seem like they have more issues than the United States does. Yeah. What the fuck? Why are Canadian protesters flying Confederate flags? What? It's not just immigration. The housing itself is fucked in general. Oh, maybe, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Well, Simplify, guys. We got some. It sounds like we got some fans and some haters. That's okay. Listen. Thank you, guys.
Poor Vance. What did this guy get himself into? Housing is fucked in basically every developed country, UK, Australia, Canada, Netherlands. Yeah, I think Tokyo is like the only city in the world for whatever reason. Well, there are reasons. I don't know them 100%. And by 100%, I mean, I know them 0%.
I'm using, and I mean, I was like, whoa. That was the most bananas moment of all time. And I've thought about this, like, you know, last night and this morning. I think I think it's fair to say that was maybe the greatest moment in UFC history. The only one that I could come up with, and really, and I'm what I'm talking about, not like greatest moment, but I'm talking about being in the building and having something happen where people lose their fucking minds. Because we were there when Kamaru got head kicked by Leon. We were there when Izzy, we were 10 feet away when Izzy knocked out Pereira.
Why was I? Somebody linked me. This is, I don't even know why this was linked to me. Okay. So Lexbridge burned? I don't know. Listen, I tweeted him happy birthday and he didn't respond, so maybe. Unskilled jobs are a classist myth used to justify poverty wages. As someone who's worked a lot of unskilled jobs, it takes a lot of skill to be professionally fast and efficient at them. Anyone can flip burgers. Yeah, true. But can you flip burgers at a speed to keep up with a food hour rush while ensuring every single one is cooked through, keeping track of what order they went on the grill in to make sure you're not sending out raw food, working with all other parts to ensure the right number of burgers go in the right buns with the right condiments for 40 to 50 plus people at the same time? First of all, you got 40, 50 burgers on the grill. Where the fuck are you working? What the fuck? While also pairing them with the other parts of their orders, as well as keeping track of which ones are coming from the drive-thru and have to be prioritized first to make sure cars are not backing up? Okay. Not to hedge, because maybe different kitchens are different. This one man is not going to be responsible for all of these things. What the fuck? Has this person worked in a grill before, or worked in a as a line cook, or worked in a fast food restaurant? Whoever is doing grill is not going to be the guy that's also calling tickets and serving plating all the food and prioritizing drive-through versus like front of house. Like, actually, but I will ask, is there? The only time I could ever think of that is sometimes if like you've got an order. Keep in mind. I'm hedging a lot. I shouldn't be, because this guy's probably upper middle class who's never worked at fucking menial labor in his life, okay? So I shouldn't even be hedging, but I am going to hedge, okay? Because we didn't have any of the AI, and I don't think I never worked at a double drive at McDonald's. The only time I could ever think of prioritizing like drive-through is if you've got like a big order in drive-through and the person running window like steals a burger from another meal that might have been prepared for like somebody in the actual restaurant. You might like steal a burger and then like wait for the next one coming up and then serve that out. But otherwise, for you guys who work fast food, do you guys ever prioritize drive-through orders? Is that a thing that happens? You just park them if they have a big order? You can do that too, yeah. We had one manager who hated parking cars, and we had another manager who super aggressively parked cars. It was so funny. We had was it Mike? The type 1 diabetic dude who was a slave to McDonald's. I remember that guy. I was like, you seem like really smart. I remember we were doing a graveyard shift. I was like, you seem really smart, dude. Why do you work here? And he's like, type 1 diabetic. They got me for life. I can never leave, because his health insurance is through McDonald's. That was before the ACA. But yeah, for him, it would be like if you got an order, if there were like more than 3 meals, he would just say, park them, park them, park them. It could be wrapped, meaning there's cars all around the restaurant, or there could be nothing, and you just say, park them. Every time you get a burger, you park them. And then, and then we had another manager. You would never park a car. He's like, why do you park? I'm not going to run an employee out into the fucking, we're not running somebody out. We're going to waste time. Like, but get the order out, do the food, serve it. Throwing food at the window guy. Everybody's screaming, HBO, handbag out. Did you guys have those stupid, abbreviations? HBO, handbag out, handbag out. If you were running the, what would we call it? It wasn't the person running window. There'd be a person who's like looking at the tickets and they're bagging meals, and then they're handing it to the window, or they're handing it to the people who are working diner. And sometimes you'd push the serve button Oh, is it Expedite Expo? I don't know if we called it that at McDonald's. But you would you'd serve meals early to get your ticket times down, and you try to remember what the order was. You ever do that? You'd get like an order that would come up. It would be like number 5, it'd be like chicken nuggets, French fries, Coke. You'd see it up, they'd cash it out, and you push serve immediately. And you'd have like a 20-second serve time on it, even though it's impossible. And then you just remember it, and then you would hand it to the. Oh my God. In what situations do they park cars versus just letting the line grow? I think ideally you park a car when if that one order is going to be holding up a lot of other people. Usually it's going to be people that are asking for specific stuff. So people asking for unsalted fries means you've got to drop a whole new load of fries. What were fries? Were they 2 minutes to cook in a fryer? I don't remember. But people would asking for unsalted fries, you probably park that car because it's going to take forever. If somebody's asking for a sandwich and you don't have any, it's $3.50. If somebody's asking for a sandwich and you don't have any chicken up, dropping chicken I think would take, I think grilled chicken was 5 minutes, right? I think that was the longest item we had. And on night shift, you were cooking everything to order because you can't hold the food on night shift. Otherwise, it's going to be fucking disgusting. Kid has an allergy, so you have to clean the grill and drop one burger? No, I don't think you just don't serve allergy people. You always have the warnings up for allergens. You'd never guarantee that you could serve like allergen-free food ever. Did any of your assistant managers fight each other's orders? What do you mean by that? No, we don't usually have, you'd never have 2 on shift. That's a waste of money. 4 minutes for fries, damn. I ordered unsalted fries today, especially because I ordered unsalted fries today specifically because I won they would be made fresh. You get a 1-day ban for that sentence. My God. You have all the time in the world to type your sentences. There's no rush. Think about it next time. Do they have that obnoxious nonstop beeping when you work there? Yes. Well, there were 2 beeps. One is your headset would beep if there was a car. So your headset would beep and you have to push the button to take an order. And the second beep is usually just going to be when your hold time when you're over on your hold time on any of your held food. So if you're throwing nuggets or chicken or whatever or burgers into trays, you'd have to push a timer to start the timer. When it starts beeping, you're supposed to toss the food. You're supposed to waste it, not just throw it in the trash. Yeah. Dude, I remember the every single time. Did this ever happen to you guys? Every single time you're late at night and one car comes through, it's never, ever, ever, ever just one car. It's always 2 at least. Every time one car comes in, you're like, oh, fuck. I was in the middle doing whatever, and I got to take the order. Then there's always a second one. Why? They always come through 2 at a time. How the fuck do the trays work? What's the system? When I worked there, keep in mind, different McDonald's might do it differently, and this is like 20 years ago for me, so they might do it differently. But different... you could probably push a button to change the setting, but I think different trays just held different things. So you would just put them in there and then you'd push a button to start the timer. God, I remember the transition from breakfast to... I didn't get to work very many breakfast shifts because I was still doing... I was in high school still when I worked McDonald's, so I was usually doing nights or weekends. Sometimes I would do breakfast. When you'd switch from breakfast and you'd have to waste all the McGriddles. Do they still serve those? Oh, those are so good. And the bacon trays. Oh... Oh, yes. Yes. Did y'all cook anything fresh? I've seen some old McDonald's videos with a guy cracking fresh eggs. Fuck no. Eggs came pre-made. They were like the little whatever thing. Maybe they do now, though. They might have changed that, right? Remember, everything I did was 20 years ago, so things might be different now. It's still like that. The worst part of that is the toxic steam that came out of the trays. I swear I got a sinus infection from that shit. Toxic steam. Damn. They have the egg tray. Wait, McDonald's eggs. What do they look like a little thing. What am I thinking? Oh, these guys. Oh yeah, and these guys for the omelets or whatever, right? I didn't work very many breakfast shifts, so. Oh my God. You know what these remind me of? Warning! Fat people, turn off the stream, okay? You know what the best thing in the world is? I just got reminded of this. You ever buy like a tube of these sugar cookies and just eat the dough raw? Oh my God. These aren't sugar cookies, but this is so good. I don't normally like sugar cookies because sugar cookies are the worst type of cookie, by the way. They are bad. Anybody that likes sugar cookies should feel ashamed of themselves. They're just bad. But the raw sugar cookie stuff is so good. Oh my God. Yeah, I haven't had this for decades. Oh. Oh, yes. Okay. Did you ever have to make the scrambled eggs? They just pour the liquid egg mix in the black tray on the grill, and you had to baby it for like 5 fucking minutes. No, but I barely work grill at all when I was at McDonald's. I normally just did front of house stuff. And then I think I did fryer. I was never even trained on grill for McDonald's. I could do like is it called working the assembly line, where you like put together sandwiches and stuff, but usually the guy working that would work grill at the same time, so it's pretty rare. If you're doing window for drive-through, you can do drinks and fries, like working the fryer. So you drop like nuggets or fries, but wouldn't you have to drop fried chicken too? I don't ever remember doing that. Maybe we didn't have fried chicken sandwiches yet, or maybe they fried them somewhere else. I don't know. Why do you remember all that shit? Well, I don't know. It's a job. You work there and it sticks with you. How did you guys clean your fryers? A filtration system where you just dumped it? You'd do deep cleaning. And then you'd always have, I don't know, some days you would just deep clean all your shit. I remember we'd have this weird guy that would always come in every Saturday to fix the shake machine, because it was always broken. I don't know why. We watched a YouTube video on this once. I still don't remember the explanation, but did you ever take orders, bag, drinks, and do window at the same time? Yeah, usually the person doing window should be doing that. Well, no, you won't be bagging orders at the window. That's for the person working. People are saying it's called expo. I don't know why I never knew a name for that position. You would never be. Well, I guess you could. No, because usually the person running window is also doing orders too. It probably is different per restaurant, I guess. Do they actually spit in food? We've had a lot of horrible fucking customers in McDonald's and at the casino, like customers that we've all fucking hated with a fiery fucking passion that we would kill in a video game given the opportunity to. But in all my time of working food service, I have never seen a person fuck with somebody's food ever. Even at the casino when I worked in the kitchen more. Although that might have been because when I started working in the kitchen, I was lead and supervisor, so maybe people didn't do it in front of me. But I've never seen anybody fuck with somebody's food before. I don't know why, or maybe it's more common in some places or others, but... Did you work nights? This sounds like it wasn't super busy if you're doing window and fries and orders. Usually you have one on window that does drinks and then different people for fries and orders. I mean, it just depends on how busy your shift is and everything, right? There's people in the Discord making arguments that if the spit gets cooked out, it's not a big deal. I mean, in terms of like health and everything, it's probably not, but I mean, it's still fucking gross, right? Talk about your place doing a kids eat free day. Those are the worst. We had one. I don't think we've ever done that before. You ever had to cover the chef de cuisine role? Often hear that word being thrown around at McDonald's. Chef de cuisine? I don't know what the fuck that means. Mother wants answers after son comes home from school with haircut. Before, after. You can't even see the haircut, can you? Or maybe it was all pulled to the side here and now it's... The bangs? Oh, I guess. Who cares? Well, I mean, not who cares. I mean, you shouldn't... Obviously, this shouldn't happen. But wait, is the implication that the teacher cut his hair or her hair? Or is it... My God, is this so somebody doesn't run into the kid? Why has this motherfucker got headlights? A family in Red Rock, Oklahoma wants answers after their son, who is autistic and nonverbal, came home from school with his haircut. The family said long hair is a part of their Native American culture and wants to know what happened. Rochelle Plumley dropped off her 7-year-old son at school last week and was told by her son's special education teacher they would be working with scissors in class that day. He stated, "I hope nobody cuts their hair," said Plumley. Rochelle said that her son, Isaiah, sent her son, Isaiah, right, to school in a slicked back long braid and saw bangs at the end of the day. She said that he went behind the teacher's desk, just took the scissors, and cut his hair. However, Rochelle doesn't believe that. She said her son's classroom has 3 teachers' aides, and her son is required to have someone with him at all times. Now she feels like the school let her down. I have, like, no idea what the likelihood of any of this is. It looks like it could have just been him. He just, like, cut here and here, maybe, I guess. Why do we care about this? Wait, why is this even... This isn't just assault of a minor. This is a violation of civil rights. The freedom to worship as one chooses has been violated. Our hair is sacred to us. I hope someone steps up to take this case. Holy shit. This should be considered assault or abuse of a child. Jesus. Children rarely cut their own hair or the hair of other children. This was definitely a racist white man who's big into 1870s style anti-native racism. I can't tell if this is a troll comment or not because he put white. Or is that like a way that anti-white racists... I can't tell. I have no idea. Reading this story is more infuriating. 1 teacher, 3 teachers' aides, 1 for every student that will never graduate high school or work a job, easily $300K a year burned for no reason whatsoever. 1 teacher and 3 teachers' aides. Is this guy's impression that the teachers and the teachers' aides are all making like $75K a year? Or what? It's a troll? It's the same guy. Yeah, I see, but... Jesus. When I was a kid, I cut my own hair once and gave myself a bald spot I never recovered from. What did you cut your hair with? An ice cream scooper? Do you agree with Mudahar that Twitter is like a type of 4chan now and it's kind of pointless to be in an ocean of... Yes, I'm trying to do... I need to just do threads. I need to like spend a night for like 20 minutes and just set it all up. I might have missed you saying this, but what would the Trump attempt to subvert democracy likely look like if he is reelected, considering that the ECA has been amended? It would look like the exact same thing. The ECA being amended didn't really matter. It doesn't do much. It doesn't change much. Remember, their legal theory was that the entire ECA is unconstitutional. So I don't know why they would... I don't know why anybody thinks that would fucking matter. This is such a good meme. My God. Hundreds of elephants found dead in Botswana. I can't believe this guy dragged a dead bear. How many miles? They're not gonna believe this. And the whale head? Honest to God, if RFK would have just ran as like a Chuck Norris, like some dude that did like unhinged crazy shit in some like ultra masculine type way, I think it would have been more funny. I think he should have just owned it. He should have been the one to out all that shit. In a new official statement, the Army is defending its staff member who found herself in a confrontation with Trump campaign employees at the Arlington National Cemetery. Arlington National Cemetery routinely hosts public wreath-laying ceremonies at the tomb of the unknown soldier for individuals and groups who submit requests in advance. ANC conducts nearly 3,000 such public ceremonies a year without incident. Participants in the August 26th ceremony and the subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of federal laws, Army regulations, and duty policies which clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery grounds. An ANC employee who attempted to ensure adherence to these rules was abruptly pushed aside. Consistent with the decorum expected at ANC, this employee acted with professionalism and avoided further disruption. The incident was reported to the JBM HH Police Department. What district is this? JBM HH 88. Sorry, wrong one. I was supposed to be the front one. But the employee subsequently decided not to press charges. Therefore, the Army considers this matter closed. This incident was unfortunate. It is also unfortunate that the ANC employee and her professionalism has been unfairly attacked. ANC is a national shrine, the honored dead of the armed forces. And its dedicated staff will continue to ensure public ceremonies are conducted with the dignity and respect the nation's fallen deserves. What was the what so Trump's campaign went to take pictures here or what? Jesus. What happened? Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall. Gotcha. Trump campaign staff had altercation with official at Arlington National Cemetery. Had a verbal and physical altercation Monday with an official with participated in a wreath-laying ceremony. Oh, Jesus. He tried to do a photo op? Oh, my God. Bro, really? Wait, is this real? No shot is this fucking real. This is an AI generated photo, right? Holy shit. Why is he thumbs upping? Oh God. Oh. Wait, so is this part not allowed where they're taking video right now, or? I think he was allowed in this area, but not the newly buried section. Gotcha. What? It's like a it's a living meme. Anger as grinning Trump gives thumbs up while Melania holds El Paso orphan. 2-month-old's parents shot dead in attack that killed 22. What, are they adopting him?
We lost 13.
Oh my God.
We lost 13 great people. What a horrible day it was. We didn't lose one person in 18 months.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so gross. In 18 months? Is that how long you were president for? Oh no.
We didn't lose one person in 18 months. And then they took over that disaster, the leaving of Afghanistan.
Jesus. Blogger who documented life in Gaza killed in alleged Israeli strike. Oh no. A blogger who attracted a following on Instagram and TikTok by documenting daily life in Gaza has been killed in a strike. Mohammed Medo Halimi, 20, was hit by shrapnel from a nearby blast caused by an Israeli missile in Khan Yunis on Monday. According to two youth organizations he previously worked with, the Tamer Institute for Community Education told the BBC that Halimi was in an area near the beach where displaced people have sheltered when he was fatally struck. The IDF told the BBC it could not confirm a strike took place in Khan Yunis on Monday, but said it was continuing to counter threats while persisting to mitigate harm to civilians in Gaza. Halimi built up a social media audience after his family were forced to flee their homes when Israel began its military operation in Gaza in the wake of the 7th of October attacks. More than 250,000 people followed him on Instagram and TikTok after he began posting videos. Posted his final video on Monday, hours before he was killed, in which he showed the tent he was living in and detailed what he had done that day. Jesus. Man, they don't even link to his fucking TikTok?
Let me show you what a day of my tent life looks like. I started the day with a cup of coffee, and then I went to lay down because it was so hot. After a bit, I took my phone and laptop to charge him.
Okay, heads up, Americans. When they say hot in Israel, okay, they mean like 82, okay? These guys are pussies, all right? Let me look up the weather. Hold on. Weather, Khan Yunis. Okay, 90, all right? This country has very nice weather, okay? It's a paradise. 67 humidity, 83 right now. You know what? It's kind of, it's all right. I'm just saying, okay? We're not like, it's not like Iran or Pakistan, all right? Where it's like fucking 130 degrees sometimes, all right? Or what, didn't they just measure a new record? Wait, I think I just saw this today. Wait, what the fuck is this? Am I making this up? Did I read there was like 160 degrees or something? Some insane fucking record temperature that was just recorded like yesterday. Am I... Oh, that's with the heat index. Possible record heat index of 82.2 degrees Celsius reported in southern Iran. Yikes. Actually cooked. True.
This is what they look like. Cup of coffee, and then I went to lay down because it was so hot. After a bit, I took my phone and laptop to charge him. This is what they look like. And when I got there, I ordered a lemonade. So refreshing. As I waited for them to charge, I started working on designs for my new secret project. I then got the phone and went to get a haircut. I need a one. Tell me how it looks. Right now it's 6 p.m, so I'm almost done with everything in my day. I went to the Tent Cafe to get connected to the internet, and I edited the video. Then I went live on TikTok. And that's it for today. Don't forget to drop a follow and like the video. Let me show you what a day of my tent life looks like.
Damn. It's dark as fuck. It's so weird that you could like get killed. And then there's just like so much of you still out there.
Day 8 of planting every day until this genocide is over. Update first. Someone cut off my this plant. I don't know what was it. It was probably Amlochia, but someone cut it off. And
why? What the fuck? Who's fucking with the dude's plants?
There's a new one on the way. Not Amlochia. I don't know what that is. My lima beans are growing.
Was it confirmed that the idea killed him? I don't think they would ever. I don't know if they confirm strikes like that generally. But I mean, if it was a missile or some strike in Khan Yunis. I don't know what's going on right now, but I would imagine it was probably the IDF, would be my guess. I don't know who else is like shooting bombs or stuff around there right now.
You can see, you know, they're doing pretty good. And right there are my watermelons. Now, many of you said that I have to have fertilizer for my watermelons, but I don't know how to make one. I can't buy one, so I have to make one. Tell me in the comments how to make a fertilizer. And for today's plant, I am planting a melon. You ask where I get my plants from. I do get them from my cousin. Here's his little farm. It's pretty decent. Thank you. I dug a hole for it and put it next to my watermelons. I don't even know if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I watered it, and then I also watered my watermelons. And we're done. Tell me in the comments what should I plant next. If you wonder what life looks like in Gaza right now, let me show you. I started my day with some exercises. Rope jumping is my favorite. I then actually went to get some drinking water, but I forgot to shoot videos. Then when I got back, it was lunchtime. My mom had made some pizza, as you can see. You guys have no idea how happy I am right now. I've been craving pizza for so long, and finally we found some cheese, so we just made pizza. Then I went to hang out with my friend, Talal. We took a walk, bought chocolate milk, and found these kids. They were having fun. I don't know, they were partying. Then we kept walking again.
Are they really partying?
And found these kids. They were having fun. I don't know, they were partying. Then we kept walking again. We sat down at a cafe and had coffee. And then
Bro, I don't know if it's like this in all of the Middle East or in all of Israel and Palestine. These motherfuckers drink a lot of coffee. When we were running around doing interviews, bro, I don't drink coffee, but the people I'm with, I'm pretty sure these guys had like 8 cups of coffee a day. It was insane. Every time you step into a fucking house, okay, whether it's a Jew or an Arab, they're throwing coffee at you every time. Holy shit.
I kept walking again to see another friend. I just got here and I didn't find no one, so I'm going back to the tent. After not finding my friend at his tent, I walked back to my tent. This is how many calories I burned today, just walking. I don't know why it's not showing steps. Don't forget to follow me if you want to see more videos like this. If you wonder what life looks like in Gaza right now,
how many languages does this guy need to learn?
Guys.
What the
this
fuck?
This is a new day.
Oh, Andrew Tate!
My tent life. I started the day with a Spanish lesson because what's a better way to spend unlimited amount of free time than learn a new language. Hola, mi nombre es Mido, tengo 19 años y yo soy un buen cantante. Then I went to get some drinking water. The line was so long, it literally took me 5 hours to get in the front. Of course, I got so tired, so I then went to take a nap. And when I woke up, I went to get some drinking water. The line was so long, it literally...
Okay, maybe I'm missing something or I'm not understanding.
I went to get some drinking water. The line was so long, it literally...
I guess they're filling up all of these that are in a line. 5 hours, though?
Took me 5 hours to get in the front. Of course, I got so tired, so I then went to take a nap. And when I woke up, my mom was making
more coffee
because she had made some cinnamon rolls. Talk about a better way to wake up from a nap. Then, as usual, I went, swam, and watched the sunset. I am so tired. It's been a long day. I just finished editing the video, and I'm going to bed right now. Buenas noches.
Oh, this was posted... Wait. Is this the date? Or I don't know. I can't tell what the fuck.
If you wonder how living in a...
May 20... Okay. Wait, so this is May 20th of this year?
Tent is actually like, come with me to show you how I spend my day. So after breakfast, I washed some of my clothes, and then I and my brother went to get some connection. But we left because it was hot. I feel like I'm burning. Had to go back to the tent. Then I got real bored, so I thought that I could hang out with some of my friends and do something. We decided to build a 15-minute hangout tent. Of course, we didn't expect something big, but it came out good. Then we played Monopoly, and as we were playing, this interrupted us. We proceeded to play anyway, but I lost badly. Then I went back to the tent and did nothing. I waited until the sunset, and I watched the sunset on the beach. What a beautiful scene. Don't forget to follow me if you want to see more videos.
I feel like the most tragic time for a person to die is probably... I feel like it's this age range. I feel like it's like 18 to 22 is like the worst because dead kids is sad. Not knocking anybody who's had dead children. Okay, dead kids is sad. But like, man, your child dies 0, 1, 2, 3. Like that's sad. It is sad. You know you've had a real baby. He's out of your body. You're kind of attached to him. But man, like 18, you're like you've had all this huge time and energy investment in school. They're finally like their first steps into the adult world. Like they've had all this preparation and training. They're like just taking off the training wheels. They're just getting started. And then to die at like, I feel like this would be like the most tragic age, I think, to lose anybody in your life, I think. The worst time to die is right before you hit big on stake.com. Okay. Did you like our coffee? No, I hate coffee, so I didn't drink any of it, ever. And nobody offered me hot chocolate, so fuck you guys. That's why we should be sending 40-year-olds into war. True! Do Gazans not have jobs or question mark? How does he have all this free time? I mean, the unemployment is very, very, very high. Now, how high the unemployment is hard to know because a lot of them might be... Hamas might be employing a lot of them to build tunnels, so who knows what they're actually doing with their work. But there's a ton of aid that goes into this region as well. So, like, you've got generally, like people. Yeah, one of the things that bothers me, is open air prison is a really good descriptor if you're in the right state of mind for what that means. But the problem is people like the self-hating Jews who are traitors to the race of mankind, like Finkelstein, when they try to tell you it's a concentration camp, it's not a concentration camp. That's not true. The weather and the beach is beautiful. There's a ton of aid and money so that goes in. People aren't starving to death generally. Like, not generally, they just aren't. But you're stuck in this small area for your entire life, potentially with no chance of ever leaving. So there's like a weird mind fuck of, it's a nice place to be, it's beautiful, there's money here, but you can't work. You could, I mean, there are schools, but you can't leave. It's just like it's a really weird mind fucky state of mind, especially if you've been born in the last, in the last 15, 20 years, right? You've lived your entire life along this stretch of beach without being able to leave. Like an open air prison, right? Yeah. Didn't Yishai get you hot chocolate? Oh, he might have. That's why the Jews are the best. True. Then again, so many of these states are like this if you're poor. It's a different feeling to be poor and to not move than it is to not be allowed to move. This is without even getting into all of the mindfuckiness of like the history and feeling like you're being trapped as well, right? Because keep in mind too, for a lot of these people, they're gonna have family members telling them that like, hey, like here's this beautiful beach that we're gonna be trapped at for the rest of your life, and right over there, like across the fence, is where my dad lived. We're never allowed back ever. So, yeah. Not a good feeling. Not a great feeling. I think Israel's a good argument for blockading Gaza, considering their government's main objectives is Israel, Egypt, and the other hand just doesn't want to deal with poor, radicalized Muslims flooding their country. The blockade makes sense, but it doesn't change the reality on the ground for anybody. Like whether or not it makes sense to have the blockade, it doesn't change the way that people are going to feel when impacted by it. Also, Egypt shouldn't open the idea that Israel would just push everybody into the Sinai is not necessarily a good solution either. But who handles merchandise? I ordered a shirt a few months ago and it was supposed to ship in August. How the fuck does it take so long? I see multiple people in chat typing about this. Are there a lot of people that have ordered shit that haven't gotten it yet? Out of curiosity, if you were pushed to it, what would be your most left-wing take on what the U.S. should do in moving forward and dealing with this conflict? Dismantling all the settlements, I guess? I don't know. I haven't gotten mine. I haven't. Yes, yes. Damn. His final message before he died.
I want to say something. Hamas is not what you guys think it is. Hamas is not.
How would you solve Israel-Palestine if given absolute power? I thought the Clinton parameters were a really good set of parameters. But basically, you lock all of the you lock the negotiators in a room. You tell them to figure out a solution that adheres to the parameters that you set, and then if they agree to something, then you let them out and everybody's happy. And then if they don't, then you obliterate whichever side was the furthest from agreement with nuclear bombs. And then whoever's left is allowed to take over everything. That's it. Easy. Oh shit, this guy is dead? Yeah, apparently he got killed in a strike yesterday or this morning or a few hours ago, but very recently, yeah.
What the media.
Do you truly believe that? A little bit, yeah. I think an agreement can be reached. It just has to be, there has to be the desire to do it. And right now, nobody has the desire to do it. That's the issue. Israel doesn't really want to figure it out because they want to keep taking over the West Bank. Palestinians don't really want to figure it out because they're sold this lie by the rest of the world that they could kick all the Jewish people out at some point. Nobody really wants to solve it. Everybody kind of likes it to continue on. There just has to be a huge push from some third party to be like, listen, okay, you motherfuckers are going to figure this shit out right the fuck now, and no one else is going to do shit about it. That third party is Iran, hence why we need to fuck them up. I mean, Iran helps to instigate a bit, but I mean, Iran is not even the major instigator. There's, 5 million people between the Gaza Strip and the West Bank that are Palestinians. Like, something has to be figured out. You have to figure something out. You can't just have it go on forever.
Is not what you guys think it is. Hamas is not what the media is trying to show you that is. Hamas is actually a resistance movement.
Oh no, fuck. Oh shit. No, we had such a humanizing, positive view of him from the TikToks. This is his final interview.
That is, that's fighting our enemy, which is Israel, which has been our enemy since 1948, since the Nakba, when they made us evacuate our land, and just when we started losing the Palestinian nation.
Even if I didn't give a fuck about the Nakba, even if I was like an atheist who just got here, what's my fault? Like, why is my house being bombed?
Exactly. I'm just a civilian trying to live.
Yeah.
And Israel is literally stopping me from the very, very basic rights. Stopping me from living, stopping me from traveling.
You would expect pretty much all Gazans to say that. Probably most Palestinians, at least the ones that are outside of Israel proper, and the West Bank and the Gaza Strip will probably have similar-ish views. Yeah.
From getting the good.
Like, even before the war, we couldn't travel freely.
Exactly. As I was saying, traveling was really difficult because of the siege, that this blockade that Israel was forcing upon us.
Even water was limited.
Life has been hell. Life has been hell for the past 10 and a half. Life has been hell for the past 17 years in Gaza.
But like, there is a famous saying in Palestinian culture.
Is this the MRE Review guy? Wait, is it?
Which is, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. So what does that mean to you?
Well, I think it's... Well, I think it's... Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. From the river to the sea.
Is it wrong for these guys to support Hamas? Do you think they should try to somewhat push back despite the social pressure and political pressure to support Hamas? Man, 20-year-old kids? When you're raised in this environment, like, your view of the world is going to be so unfathomably distorted that I don't know if I would have an expectation for any of these people to be able to see through the propaganda, just be a dispassionate, unbiased observer, like, to your own existence. That's a lot of pressure that you're resisting from your family, from the people around you, from the rest of the people in the world, like.
Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. These are the borders of Palestine. River to the sea. The borders, the original borders before 1948, before the Nakba, before Israelis took the land.
Yeah. So, do you think
the reason behind Gazans supporting Hamas in this war is pure anti-Semitism or desire to eliminate all of the Jews? Do you think there's a greater nuance to it, which is often missing from the coverage from right-wing Zionists? I've already said I don't think that religion is like a massive play in this. If you either agree with me because of the reasons I've given, or you'll never agree with me because of whatever religious ideas you have. There's no point in arguing anymore, though. I've had those arguments enough. He is honest here about river to the sea means kicking all the Israeli people out, though.
Took the land.
Yeah. So, do you think Palestinians and Jews can live peacefully together?
Of course. We lived with Jews peacefully before. As I mentioned, before 1948, there was a Palestinian nation that Jews lived in peacefully with the Palestinians, and Palestinians had no problem with that at all. Our problem is with Zionists, not with Jews. We don't have any problem with Jews. Matter of fact, I have some Jew friends. When I lived in the US, I made some Jew friends, and I didn't have any problems with them.
Yeah, and in matter of fact, there's like some ancient Jew.
Were you surprised by how little aggression from Iran, though? It feels like they aren't the organizers that media portrays them at the moment. What do you mean? Iran's like MO is always through acting through proxies. That's just how Iran functions, right? I don't think Iran has ever been known as like these are going to be the guys that are going to come in and fuck shit up, right? Even against Iraq, that was like they were essentially defensive now.
In matter of fact, there's like some ancient Jew temples for Jews, like they were built like.
So the justification about it being about Al-Aqsa and religious rights to the sites are just smokescreens for the masses. If Israel invaded fucking Mecca, I think that fucking half the Muslims on the planet, okay, would be slinging rifles over their shoulders to go and fight, okay, against the Israeli invaders. I don't think they give a fuck about Al-Aqsa. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's an oppositional thing to an oppositional force. It's religious in nature, but it's more than that. I don't think people give a fuck about the mosh shit that much, because you would see more. If anything, these takes these are like very macro takes. These are very boring. I don't want to argue with people that are just going to scream at some random shit. It's too much. The Arab and Muslim unity has been a myth for a century, and Muslims like to pretend it's real because they have to endorse that fantasy, but it's clearly not. And then people in the West like to pretend it's real because it gives them a spooky boogeyman to fight over. But if the last century has shown us anything, it's that Muslim unity and Arab unity are fictional at best, fictitious at best, and at worst, it's like this horrible like smokescreen that other leaders deploy, you know, for political practicality or whatever. Like it's just not anywhere near what everybody imagines it to be.
1,000 years before that. Does the Israeli government want peace?
Well, from what we're seeing, I don't think so.
Yeah.
They don't want any peace.
So can you tell us your point of view about
For sure,
their opinion?
they could actually make a deal with Hamas.
Yeah, like
they could have done that so long ago and stopped all the life losses that all the lives.
This video is why Israel killed him. I don't think Israel targeted him. I think that there was an attack in Khan Yunis, and I'm guessing, is he at Al Mawasi Beach? Is that where the beach that he's at? The media report said that shrapnel killed him. I don't know how far away shrapnel is lethal for a person, but
lives that we lost lately.
Agreed. It seems like Iran isn't such a center core of evil as portrayed. It feels like they are old and ready to negotiate. I'm lost as to how much the proxy thing might be a last decade thing, though. I don't like calling anybody evil. Iran just has a lot of interests in the region that are counter to, I guess, like the Saudi-Israeli axis, right?
They could do all that, but they refuse to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like 40K is not like a silly number. It's like 40K killed.
Those people had a life, they had a dream, they had goals, they had family.
Would this be the place where they say people are starving? Yeah, it's my stupid, right? And this is even, keep in mind, this is how many months into the war, right? When how many people were supposed to have starved to death. Like, these people are, they got fresh haircuts, decent clothes, like they're living in tents, but they're like decent tents, they've got food. It's not like, there are issues here, but nobody in the West talks about it meaningfully. They sell you this weird, like, dystopian fantasy for them to masturbate over, of like people starving in the streets, like crawling, you know, out of desperation and hunger, and it's just not, you're not accurately portraying what the struggle is, you know? Iran literally killed hundreds of protesters. They live under an evil authoritarian regime. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Ayatollah, or how they run their shit, or authoritarian fascist theocratic states or whatever. When I'm thinking like international conflict, I just don't like to think of it as like evil. I just think that's not healthy. It's not a good way of looking at things.
It's like 40K killed.
Those people had a life, they had a dream, they had goals, they had family, friends, lovers, they had.
And
they had a life.
And what about the 100K who was wounded and their life like got damaged so bad?
They didn't lose their life, but it was ruined.
Yeah. So what's your memories of 7th of October?
October the 7th, Saturday. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult day, if I'm being honest.
Did Israel bomb the refugee camp, or how did he die? They bombed a city called Khan Yunis, which sounds like it's near where they're at. So I don't know if this area is supposed to be safe anymore because they evacuated everybody north from Rafah. So this was supposed to be the final city they were supposed to assault, months ago? I don't remember how long ago this was at this point. This beach here, Al-Mawasi, is supposed to be, or was the only designated safe area where Israel wasn't supposed to ever attack, where they said they were never going to attack. But I don't know if that is still the case now, since they've evacuated people from Rafah up north. Khan Yunis is one of four. I think there's 4 major cities in the Gaza Strip. I believe you've got Khan Yunis, you've got, there's Gaza City, you've got, there are 2 others and I don't remember the names. Is it Jabalia? Or Jabalia? It's considered a refugee camp, but that's just for naming purposes. And Deir al-Balal, it might be these 4, I think, in Rafah. Rafah, Khan Yunis, Gaza City, and it might be 5 of them. But regardless, but if they're fighting in Khan Yunis, if they bomb Khan Yunis, I guess it's theoretically possible. Or I say that. I just don't know the range of shrapnel. But the report was that there was an attack in the city, Khan Yunis, and that the shrapnel killed the kid. And if the beach we're seeing in his videos, if they are at Al-Mawasi Beach, then, I mean, he wouldn't be that far from Khan Yunis. Keep in mind when you're looking at this, we're not looking at... How do I draw distances? It's like a couple miles, right? It's not far from each other. How long to drive the whole Gaza length? Like 2 hours? From top to bottom? My guess is quite a bit shorter than that, no? If you were to enter here and then measure down to Rafah, it's 22 miles. Shrapnel is not flying 2 miles and killing this kid. One, I don't know how far shrapnel goes and is still lethal, and I'm guessing you probably don't know either. Number one. Number two, it wouldn't. I'm literally measuring from the center point of the city all the way to the beach. Like, there could have been an attack on the outskirts of Rafah. He could be over here. I don't know. Just going by what was in the media report.
I remember at first, we woke up like at 6 a.m. in the morning, and everybody was confused because nobody knew what was going on. We just, heard a lot of missiles being, rockets being launched, towards the Israelis and stuff like that. Everybody was confused. We didn't know what was going on. A lot of people were happy.
Oh, so it sounds like he's saying he's saying rockets that were launched towards the Israelis?
Like at 6 a.m. in the morning, and everybody was confused because nobody knew what was going on. We just, heard a lot of missiles being, rockets being launched, towards the Israelis and stuff like that. Everybody was confused. We didn't know what was going on. A lot of people were happy. A lot of people were just in shock. A lot of people didn't know what was going to happen. And I feel like something bad was going to happen after that.
Who the fuck still has? Why are people still fighting from the Gaza Strip? Jesus Christ. Doesn't Israel have an obligation to protect the designated refugee camp? No, refugee camp is just like a name for a place to help with UNRWA designations. So the refugee camps that you hear referred to in Palestine are basically just cities. Do you think that Israel or the USA or the international community should have any obligation? Do you think Israel/USA or the international community has any obligation to help rebuild the Gaza Strip after this war ended? Yeah, of course. But I'm sure there will be a lot of rebuilding efforts. There has to be. He's talking about October 7th? Oh, okay, maybe he is.
Had a feeling.
My bad.
And then when it was like around noon, 12 p.m., I went to the market. I wanted to buy some stuff just in case something happens. So like we have, some food and stuff. I can't tell you how the streets looked like. It was like a desert. It was like a desert. Nobody was in the streets. It felt like it was a Friday afternoon on just a sunny day in the summer. And then at night, that was the worst night of my life. That was a turning night in my life.
Reaping and sowing. Oh no.
The night of October 7th, they bombed the land that was right in front of our house with, I guess, it was like 3 missiles. It was really bad.
So, do you know anyone, like personally, who was killed in this ethnic cleansing?
Yes.
A lot.
I've got my dear friend Yusuf.
Our dear friend.
Our dear friend Yusuf. Rest in peace, Yusuf. He was a really good friend to me, and sadly we lost him.
Yeah. He was majoring in psychology. He was like so smart. He was graduating early. May his soul rest in peace.
What is the reason for the other countries in the region not taking in refugees from Gaza? There's an old Arab resolution, 1357 or 1557, but basically it states that if you're an Arab state and you're part of the Arab League, you're not allowed to grant citizenship to any Palestinian ever. And I think the reason is that you want to extend the struggle that they have indefinitely against Israel, and by granting citizenship to them or resettling them, what you're doing is you are reducing their claim to the land, basically. So is it 1547? Might be that, sorry. But if you, yeah, that's why there's so many like refugee camps sometimes in surrounding states, is because I think most of them are in, is it Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan, I think? But that, yeah, these people will never be given citizenship. If you're an Arab state, you're not allowed to do it.
Do you know anyone else?
I've got other like extended family members and other friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you care.
If that's true, it's insanity. Yeah. No, that is true. That's just openly. This isn't like a conspiracy theory or anything. In 1959, the LAS published Resolution 1547, which states that all members must prohibit Palestinians from gaining citizenship in their respective countries. The reasoning behind this resolution is to retain their Palestinian identity. Apparently, there was no fear of losing the identity of any other ethnicity, since the resolution singled out only the Palestinians. This resolution was the beginning of the apartheid policies that Arab states implemented against Palestinian refugees. Oh, this is a right-leaning duder. But I don't know if this is published. I don't know if the Arab League has a website that they publish their stuff on in English, but yeah, you're not supposed to give them citizenship anywhere.
Here, like my aunt was killed in this ethnic cleansing, and the rest of her family, like my aunt, their daughters, her son. So it was really like saddening. I know other people who was wounded. We all know other people who was wounded, like Muhammad, Amir, Hamza. Hamza was our classmate. He was our classmate. We used to play football all the time. So that's very saddening and like depressing.
Which resolution was that? I think 1547.
Correct?
Yes.
So can you tell us, where is your family like right now? Like your aunts, your uncles, something like that?
Each of us is in a different place. Some of them are like on the edges of Rafah. I'm personally in the Khan Yunis, the beach side of Khan Yunis. Some of us are in Deir al-Balah, you know. Some of them are outside of Gaza. So like we're not all together.
Yeah, sadly. Of course, sadly.
Is it published anywhere how many Palestinians want to just become citizens in other countries and stop being perpetual refugees? I don't. My guess is most of them probably also still want to keep the fight alive. Would be my guess. Osiris96, welcome to Tier 4. Or I'm sorry. I mean, thank you for gifting 4 Tier 1 members. Guns that save lives every day, but no one wants to report that. Why do you think so many people turned on Israel just days after the October 7th attack? A variety of reasons, but I don't feel like diving into all that right now.